We here. No Bob Menery tonight, but that's okay because we got a little behind schedule. But, hashtag live problems, hashtag no notes. We here. Philly Sports Guys. I'm the boy Pete. This the boy E-Rob.
We flow with it. We flowing, Pete. We doing our thing, man.
This is the old head, and I guess I'm kind of in the middle.
You the youngin'.
I'm in like a midlife crisis. I'm in a weird spot with my age. 30.
Tell me how.
36 is this. You know you're not young, but you're not old.
You're not. Yeah, you can't do certain things like you got to wear your pants a certain way now.
Right.
Carry yourself a little bit differently. You know what I mean?
You in like the age purgatory.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Pretty much, man.
You just kind of like
you're trying to
float.
You're trying to figure it out. Like where you stand? Are you on this side or that side?
But you're right though. Like it's some stuff that like when I look at fashion and shit, it catches my eye. But I'm like, I'm too old to wear that.
Yeah,
I'm too. But
like we definitely can't do skinny.
Nah, I know you could do it. It's just certain ways. But like I'm talking like with the whole jean. They like the bummy look is in right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
The bummy look, high waist. Nah, we can't do that. But then I'm also like I'm not young and I'm not old enough to go full dad mode. So it's like finding your lane.
You in between. You trying to figure it out.
Yeah. But listen, it ain't one thing to figure out. You call me the mush man. Because we playing the game this Sunday.
This dude right
I don't know
here.
about y'all. On IG, Twitter, Facebook Live, A2D Live. You already know Facebook page for the Philly Sports Guys, GUYZ. Click like, follow, and share. Turn your notifications on. You see my man, the boss El Jefe, or no one had, Lincoln Coleman on for the Dallas, former Dallas Cowboys running back. We're going to let that slide. But, hey, guess what? 24 hours from now,
hey, listen,
Dallas may be losing. So
great interview, man. Great interview. He said a lot of great things on there, man.
Right.
He's doing a lot of positive stuff in his community. I was with it, man. I was feeling it.
So, how was your week, sir?
Very, very good. Very, very good. The month is going by so fast. I was sitting there and I said, man, the New Year's just came and now we're on the 11th of the year. So, but other than that, man, just anticipating this day, which is tomorrow. We got some games, great games coming up, which we are going to talk about.
Yep.
And then also we know what the main course is, Sunday, 4:45.
He said the main course.
That's what it is, bro. The main course, 4:45, New Orleans. You know what we do. Go Birds all day.
So, if you didn't know, Sunday, the double doink, the two-sided coin, the tink, whatever you want to call it. Remember when Kevin Hart said, poor little tink?
Yeah.
So, poor little Cody Parker.
I felt bad for the guy.
I
really did, man.
I just messed up his name because I've been hearing his name called Parker for like a long time, like he's Spider-Man or some shit. Parkey.
Call that man Cody. What you call him? What's his name? Say it again.
Tink. No, I said Parker.
No.
But even people who getting paid on national platforms is calling him Cody Parker.
I just feel bad for the man. The man was on. He was actually on the Today Show today, talking
For
about
what?
some of the things, and I'm going to actually talk about it because that's part of my YGTG. So I don't want to give it all out.
Okay. All right, so don't give it out. But listen, before we get to the Eagles-Bears recap, we all saw Colts and Texans that way. Colts is humming. To me, they're the AFC version of the Eagles right now. They're dangerous.
Very
dangerous.
So. Very much so.
Then we saw Pete Carroll, Brian Schottenheimer give the game to Dallas because they made themselves so one-dimensional, and they refused to pass it. Pete Carroll was on the sideline. If you read his lips saying, run it. Listen, they were taking them away, and Russ was killing them in the passing game. And Russ don't even have wide receivers like that.
No.
The one thing I will, before we get to that, Allen Hurns get better. This is the shit that pisses me off. Like Seattle does this all the time.
Right.
They get you, they grab you, and then they just pull you down.
Yeah.
That's their tackling technique.
Yeah.
But listen, far be it from me, a couple years ago, I was in better shape when I was playing basketball 4 days out the week.
Okay.
And this was kind of that new phase where you see in the NBA cats is wearing low tops to play to hoop in.
Right.
I will never, ever, 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 ever wear a low top to hoop in, to play football in. That's because your ankle can go bye-bye.
And I agree with that, but a lot of times they're doing that because of the movement. They're also doing it because what they're doing basically is taping. They got the tape under there for the cushion for the support.
How that tape hurt? How that tape?
Well, the tackle was a football move. I mean, it's something that Seattle does, but it's still technically a football move. It was just an egregious injury. As soon as it happened, I turned away. Kudos to the NFL. I want to say this. Kudos to the NFL because they're at the point where they're not showing those gruesome injuries over and over again.
Listen.
There was a point maybe a year or two ago, they would keep showing it over and over and over again. Now, bad enough we got to worry about Facebook. We got to worry about all the media outlets showing that injury over and over again. But the main thing is get well. You know, they said he did have surgery already on that actual night. They had to do it right away. But I think Hearns is going to try to make a recovery. Me personally, I don't think he's going to make it back, but he's going to give it a shot.
Listen,
but I hope he gets better.
When my man was laying on his stomach and his foot was pointing like he was laying on his back, I said, well, that's bad.
Oh, absolutely.
But then it happened so fast. You get to see so many angles that they have. But as far as the game itself, we saw the maturation of Dak. The biggest play of that game to me was the end of the first half, 3rd and 1. Seattle's about to stop him. And then the cornerback from Seattle, he handed off to Zeke. And I don't know where this cornerback was going. The edge, Zeke must have had 10 yards to the sideline, damn near by himself.
He played the way – you got to contain – that. First of all, let's talk about that play. You have to contain Zeke. You learn that as a cornerback in a one-on-one, you're playing power, contain a runner, especially a runner of his magnitude. And the angle that he took was just horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. I mean, you can't get at the Zeke. He just run down the field for 40 yards just like it was nothing.
Yeah.
But we got some comments, man. Let's go into it. James Wallace says, Philly Sports Guys, what's up? James also says, what do you guys think about Sean Payton using money to motivate the Saints? Listen, man, I'm not hating on it. You know, you got to motivate your team. You got to get them to the point and let them realize that they are close to getting that money, and they are close to 3 wins away. So I'm okay with that. People, you good with that?
What, the 225?
225 in the Super Bowl.
Nah. See,
you got a problem with that?
Listen, if it's new people watching, and this is your first time catching Philly Sports Guys, or this is your first time catching A2D, this is what sets us apart. Man, fuck that.
You cursing again, bro?
Because listen, this is what Sean Payton did. He want to come in there. You want 3 more wins. Win 3 fucking games. Listen, you just breezing past the Eagles. Go ahead.
But that's okay. Let him do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Let him do it. It's okay.
Go ahead.
Let him do it.
Go ahead. You can play.
And you know what? Guess what? You know Dougie P put that thing on the computer on the main screen and said, listen, they're looking over us already.
Yep.
Look at all the comments. Look at all the commentators saying that we're not going to win this game. The Eagles going to lose the game
again. And they may not.
Listen,
but any edge that you can find.
We'll talk about that.
Any edge that you can find in the playoffs as a coach or a player after 16 games, because now they're not getting paid.
No.
They're not getting paid. Their contracts is for 16 games. The owners is banking all the money. All these home games that they having for the playoffs,
right?
Owners banking all the money. So that 225, that's the only way they're going to get that bread. They got to go out there and win. Cool. I mean, if he got to do what he got to do.
Yeah, I'm okay with him moving this team.
And Cincinnati, the week before they played the Eagles, he pulled the fire alarm in the hotel. He always does this. He always. To me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna come out and say I may get a lot of flack for this shit. To me, Drew Brees, Hall of Famer based on the numbers. He's all right. To me, Sean Payton doesn't get the credit he deserves. Sean Payton doesn't get put in that echelon like a Belichick or Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay. They talk about more in his play calling and his offense. Sean Payton is doing this shit for 10 years, 12 years now.
I do agree with that. Sean Payton has been overlooked over time. I mean, look at his resume. He has a Super Bowl ring. He resurrected the culture in New Orleans. I mean, you think about New Orleans, you think about gumbo, you think about beignets, but you think about Sean Payton. Po' boys as well. You think about Sean Payton. Yeah. You think about Drew Brees. They single-handedly resurrected that franchise. Yeah. So I do agree. He's not getting the credit. And just the fact that he's just an offensive mind. I mean, he knows his schemes are like just great. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, sometimes you may not get that. McVay is sexy. That's what it is. Let's keep it real. Yeah. The league, the media, he's young. They feel he's sexy. He's a great coach. He's, you know what I mean? So he's going to get that. But Peyton's still doing his thing.
So moving to Sunday real quick, Ravens Chargers. I saw the game playing like it was. Okay. Chargers are mad. Gus Bradley, genius, putting 7 defensive backs on the field to deal with the side-to-side speed of Lamar Jackson and let the big man up front handle it. Melvin Ingram balled out, had a great game. Mm-hmm. We all heard put Flacco in the game. Lamar started balling. Like, listen, I've even heard Burger King Eskin say this shit. He said Lamar Jackson will never be a thrower. Like, listen, shut up. The kid's fucking 21.
Yeah, it's gonna take time. I mean, it's gonna take time.
The kid's 21.
He's got. See, here's the thing. Like I said, I agree with that. He's 21, but it's gonna take time. He's got to have someone, and that's why they fired Mooneywick, because Mooneywick wasn't pushing the right buttons for a certain amount of time. He was, But as far as the creativity going forward, they need a guy, and they actually bring in Greg Roman, who I actually like. From,
he was a run game coordinator already.
Right.
But did they elevate him to
Yes, they did. He's a coordinator now.
Okay.
So I actually like him. He has the background with San Fran and different
I'm saying
teams.
Greg Roman, he had cap. Now, the only thing is, with that, you saw it took 8 games. The defenses started to catch on to what they were doing.
Which is the NFL. That happens.
It is, we say this, if Lamar continues to progress as it was. But let's get to the granddaddy of them all. 440 last Sunday.
Okay.
First drive, second or third play, we hit him with a screen, 30-yard screen. We get in field goal. We get in red zone position.
Right.
Nick Foles takes a sack, 3-0. Just from an overall scope of the game, to me, really, it was a tale of two halves.
Okay.
Where I look at the first half, when we ended the first half, and I was looking at the score, and I was like, dude, we should be up by 10 points in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I know you said that, but the thing is, you got to realize we're playing the best defense. That right there was the best defense we're going to see.
True. But what I'm saying
playoff
is,
season.
The first, Roquan Smith balled the fuck out.
He did, man.
Roquan Smith was legit.
Did you see him just manhandle Smallwood, just take the ball like he was a kid?
Yes. So that first interception on Foles, that was a great play by Roquan.
Right.
Mac didn't have. Listen, we talked about it. Could Peters contain Mac? And they tried to move Mac around, but for some reason, thank you, Matt Nagy, whose offense I don't think is that creative after what we saw, because it took him a whole half to start attacking the corners like they were. He was throwing a lot to the sidelines. And
double moves.
Jim Schwartz in the first half realized that trend, and Avonte Maddox realized that trend, and he almost had one. I swear, if our damn DBs could catch, we may have had 3 picks.
Listen, they got to get the feet down. They need to do – I'm quite sure they do some drills or something.
Trey
get
Sullivan,
feet down,
at the end of the first half, the ball was nobody
there
but him.
It's right in his hands.
Like, it went right through his hands. So, but Khalil Mack, Peters locked him down. Hicks, he did a little bit. In the run game, Mack had a big time. He had a big game. I think we ended up rushing for 50 yards or something like that.
Who's that?
The Eagles as a whole. I think it was like 42, 45 yards or something like that.
Smallwood had about 8 carries, 21 yards, and I believe offhand Sproles had like 13 carries. No, Sproles 13 carries, 21 yards. I think Small was like 8, maybe 20-something yards.
We saw Josh Adams only had 1 play, so hopefully they were saving him for this week, or maybe he's not right at his shoulder.
And as you said, they ran the ball 23 times. Now, one thing I could say about Dougie P, and I can appreciate it, which we didn't see a lot during the beginning of the year, was even though the run game didn't work, he stuck with it.
Yeah.
He made them honest. And I think going forward, he's got to continue to do that.
Right.
And going forward, get Adams involved. I don't know what happened after that Texan game. He fumbled the ball. They lost the confidence in him.
Right.
But I think going forward, they need to get him involved. They need to get him his carries.
Breaking news.
7 or 8 carries.
Breaking news. Because Vic Fangio is now the Denver Broncos head coach.
Yeah.
Bears just hired Chuck Pagano as their DC. I like it.
I like it a lot. So Jake says, Jake Phil, what's up, Jake? He said, what's up, fellas? Got the Eagles upsetting the Saints. I agree. The Drake curse is real and coming off a long break, so they're going to be rusty. 31-17 Birds. Jake, I love it, man.
So, to get back to the Bears game, because we got a little bit of time to get to that Saints game as well. To get back to the game, Jim Schwartz, kudos to you. Kudos to the young secondary starting to come together. But to really just play is simple and dumb it down. That's the defense, really. They're not doing nothing really fancy. They're not trying to disguise anything. They're just lining and they balling, and they played downhill the whole game.
Right.
Whereas this Sunday may be a little bit different.
Right.
But from Nick Foles, what we saw, from Alshon, what we saw, the best thing about this game, even what I saw in the first half, and there's a key play that I want to get to on the final drive. Doug Peterson, that tape that teams have on him from 6-7 weeks ago in this offense is completely useless now.
Yeah, because
it's not even so much about the personnel, what they're doing. The formations are different. The action coming out of the formations are different.
Right.
The options that the receivers are taking. The offensive line with the time plus Foles getting the ball out at 2.5 seconds.
And you said a key word. Dougie's calling it differently on every facet. But the most important thing that is different, and again, I love Carson.
Yeah.
I'm a Carson guy. I will always say that he's my franchise guy. But the one thing I can say about Nick Foles, as well, many things, getting the ball at 2.9 seconds, less than that, is hurting defenses.
Yeah.
They can't get to him. As you see on tape, when they're showing different tapes of, some of the players on the sidelines, we can't get to him. He's getting the ball out so fast.
Right.
And the fact that Nick is seeing so many things where if he sees his first read, he's going to the first read.
Right.
If he doesn't see his first read, he's going down the field looking for whoever's open. And if he doesn't see anybody, he's checking it down the small weeks, checking it down the sprawls. And that's the difference between last maybe 4 or 5 weeks compared to now. And, I mean, you can just see the maturation of the offense. And a lot of teams can't catch up to what they're doing right now.
No, I don't think it's so much to catch up. What's going on with the Eagles, they're changing up, but we're executing at a very, very high level. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, we know, hey, Brooks, I need you to be able to – you're on the island with Goldman. Or Peters, you're on an island with Mack. You have to hold him for this play to work, and it's getting done.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see that. I mean, you can see the line. I mean, compared to – and if you look at the games in the beginning of the year, their line is just playing at a high level right now.
Yeah.
They're playing back to that Super Bowl level that we saw last year. Like you said, Brooks is balling. Kelsey, despite having that arm injury, he's balling. He's doing his thing. He's he's getting down the field, blocking the space. But Peters, I mean, even though we criticize Peters for getting hurt after every play, he showed up. Last game he showed up. You can't say nothing about it. He shut down one of the best sack artists in the league, which is Mack.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the fact that Lane Johnson, as a group, I mean, they shut down. If you look at the last 4 to 5 games, they shut down Donald, 0 sacks. Watt has 0 sacks. Clowney has 0 sacks.
Clowney had one.
Excuse me. And then also Mack has 0 sacks. So to allow those top pass rushers, and just shut them down. I mean, the line's playing an all-time high right now.
I think they only had 3 pressures on Foles. But
absolutely,
let's not sit here and act like it was all roses on Sunday. Because listen, I mean, we was tight.
Was you shaking your boots?
I wasn't shaking in my boots, but I ain't gonna lie. You could tell the game was on whoever made – I said it. Whoever scores the first touchdown wins the game. And we did that.
Okay.
Coming out in the third quarter, it was 6-3. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
They were
no, it was 6-3?
Nah, they was up 6-3. They was up 6-3.
6-3, yeah, 6-3. We came out third quarter. Mm-hmm. Now, listen, we had the straight-up helmet-to-helmet unnecessary roughness on Ertz, gave us a first down. Then I think 2 plays later, who would have thought that the first deep shot that we take down the sideline is to Jordan Matthews? The biggest, besides Cody Parkey, the double doink, besides the sprint right option to Golden Tate, I'm going to be honest, I think the biggest reason we won this game was because Eddie Jackson did not play.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about a Pro Bowl caliber safety not playing. Right. He does so much for their defense, man. And not having him.
You look at the second pick where Foles threw it in the end zone, where we should have came away with points. The play to get them down there, the big play to get them down there to that point was the Golden Tate lob. Yeah. Now, you lobbed that up. To me personally, Nick Foles got too much air on that ball.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. I mean, what was he seeing? And I like to see what they said behind the scenes. I got to check the all 22. Right. But he threw in a triple coverage, which is kind of uncharacteristic for him to do that. So I'm not sure what Nicky was seeing on that situation. I know a lot of times, Leonard was in his face a couple plays where he had to, even on that pass, the touchdown pass to take, he had to throw a sidearm to get to him. Yeah. So I don't know if he had someone in his face, what exactly he was looking at. Right. But throwing the triple coverage, you can't afford that.
So to speak to the things that did worry me going into this game, our pass rush started to fall off towards the second half.
Yeah, they did an excellent job.
Maddox in the second half was so aggressive in the first because he came so close to getting the pick. He started overplaying the out. Nagy saw it, start calling it the out and ups. Yep. The double moves. And listen, it's with Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson ain't fast. He ain't a world beater.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
He's just taking that aggressive nature that Maddox was playing with. And listen, we could sit here and talk about the LeBlanc play. He was beat. I think it was Gabriel or Miller that had him beat, and he stuck with it. He stuck with it and caused the fumble.
I have an issue with that.
Go ahead. The play itself?
Let me say why. It was a great play by LeBlanc, but what I don't understand is after that play, after he knocks the ball out, the ball's on the ground, not one Eagle went to the ball to pick it up.
True.
I mean, the thing is, in going forward in this game against New Orleans, you have to capitalize on things like that. It's the little things that get you over the top, especially with a team like New Orleans where you can't make a lot of mistakes. You have to capitalize. So that play right there showed me that, look, you know what? Hey, guys, listen, we got to get it together because we're playing another team, the best team in the NFC right now. And those plays like that, you have to capitalize on, man.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say the best team in the NFC. I think actually I truly
believe number 1 seed, correct?
I truly believe the Saints are the best team in football. In that building, in that environment,
I would say right now, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, I would say KC, but the reason why I'm not saying KC right now is because Mr. 27 is not there no more. If he was there, then it'd be a different story.
Well, I'm just saying, when I look at the Saints, I'm looking at them as from top to bottom, offense, defense, the most well-rounded team in the league. Right. And they have next to Seattle, the best home field advantage playing in that stadium, playing in that dome. So it's going to be tough for the Eagles to come out and pull it, But so with the Bears, the play I wanted to talk about, on the last drive after the Bears took the lead 15, I think it was 15-10. When we talk about Doug Peterson and finding ways to reinvent what he's been doing, it was a 3rd and 9. This was after the Goddard. The Goddard tight end screen was great. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful
great
play
design.
A better throw. We get maybe 15, 20 yards out of that.
Because he had to reach down and grab it.
He had to catch it off his shoelaces.
I still love the design of it.
So the next series, it was 3rd and 9. The pass went to Alshon. Okay. But if you go back and look at the play itself, look at where Alshon started at. They were in under center. Alshon was in the eye.
Yes.
He came in motion.
Backfield, yes.
Came out of the backfield.
Great design.
Yeah. So we haven't seen that play all year.
Yeah. Listen, Dougie's throwing the kitchen sink, man. Let's keep it real. 2 or 3 years ago, if you would have said to me, Doug Peterson will single-handedly win a Super Bowl, Doug Peterson will be that guy to go for 4th and down. Doug Peterson will be the guy to design plays like this. I would have said, nah, you're kidding me. No.
Right.
But you can just see how Dougie P in those key moments pushes the right buttons, man.
Yeah. I know.
Great design, man.
And listen.
Great design.
Dougie Peterson is the last coach for 2016. We could say Mike Lombardi, but it wasn't just Mike Lombardi that didn't trust him. It was people in this family after 2016.
Everyone said it.
That lost faith. Halfway through this season, there was rumblings. It wasn't as loud as we were saying what Wentz, but there started to be rumblings. Is Peterson the right guy?
Which is ridiculous.
Now,
it's ridiculous.
What you seeing now? We saw it early in the season. We saw Frank Reich. He started hitting. We saw D. Filippo. He was hitting with the offense in Minnesota and Indianapolis, respectively. Now we start to see, listen, man, we got one. We got one of the top 5 coaches in the league that can do what he wants to do in a different way to get results. The players respond, and he could do it with anything.
Yeah,
he could do it with anything, with anyone. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you right now. In 2019, this upcoming season, after this all said and done, and Foles is gone, I got confidence in Sudfeld to come out. I would not be if he has to play a couple games.
Right, because of coaching. I mean, the way they coach those guys up, man. The atmosphere, the culture that they establish, and just the way you could tell that these guys are being taught well.
Yeah,
you could tell that they're in those meetings and they're learning. And you can learn. Go ahead.
The defense, the Adam Shaheen open tackle.
Yes.
Then there was Michael Bennett. I love you. You've been balling out them small ass pads, but when Kyle Long had you, you could do the mush. But you hit him with it. You came down and you thought this shit was Street Fighter, bitch, and you hit him with the E-Honda slap and it cost us 50. Because the reason why that made me so mad, not because they didn't get off the field,
right? But
Cravion LeBlanc had Anthony Miller wide open field tackle. It was beautiful. Negated everything. Because they could have ran that same play later in the game, and you don't make that play.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, you're going to have plays like that. You're going to have plays like that happens. I mean, but typically, I'm a Bennett guy. I like Bennett. I like what he's done this year. But he has those moments. Even when he's with Seattle, he had those moments where you got some bonehead plays from him. Yeah. That's just what you take, and that's what you know about Michael Bennett. But on the most part, he's come up big for us this year.
Right.
So I'll give him a mulligan on that one.
And you hear the last drive.
Right.
After they scored a touchdown, we come out, we get the possession 3 and out. We punt, get the Bears to go 3 and out again, and then the drive. Is this? Can I ask the family out there, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, in there, the drive? Was that the first drive for the Eagles Nation? Can we dub that drive? That was it 5 plays, 7 plays, 60 yards. Those 60 yards that Foles, Peterson orchestrated with Mike Groh. Can that now be called the drive?
No, because it's the Super Bowl.
That
last. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a great drive. They dialed up everything correctly.
So what do you call it? So what nickname would you give it? I wonder what nickname the family would give it.
That's something they got to decide. I mean, the drive was great, but I'm not going to call it drive because, hence, you go back to the Super Bowl. That last drive that we were down, Brady marched them down the field, and we're down by 1 point. and Nick Foles came down and drive us down the field to win the game. That will forever be in the minds and hearts of all the Philadelphia Eagles fans. But this drive right here, yes, I agree with you.
Okay.
Because, listen, it was a nail-biter. You know, you were on the edge of your seat. It was like a movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they dialed up the right numbers. I mean, if I was going to name that drive, I would say the Eagles bring it back. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. So family decide for us.
So when we get to the goal line
right now,
first and second down,
right?
The sprint right option was the call from the jump. Foles checked out of it first and second down because he saw the blitz. Third down, they tried to go to Alshon in the sprint right option. Fourth down, got him on the move. That was improvised on Foles because he wanted to make it easier throw. Still had to sidearm it, and Tate just ran a beautiful route. We saw it inside NFL. We saw it mic'd up. Wentz comes up to him. How did you know to break it like that?
Yeah,
he said I just saw him alert and I seen him roll it.
And that's one of the things that I think Howie, when they were looking at the deadline and when they were searching for that play, whether it be everyone want to run it back, some people want to wide receiver. When they looked at who was out there, who was available, they saw that Golden Tate could be that guy in a situation like that could actually deliver, and that's what he did. So, I mean, kudos to Howie, but more importantly, kudos to Tate to know in that situation, to know the down and distance, to know that, hey, the tendency of the defender, in this situation, how does the defender, guard in this situation? So he knew I'm going to break on this and break to my right as he did.
So real quick before we move on, because we got Hefe's in the building, but we got Brodo on running the show.
He's
right in the ship. I'm not going to say – I just love to listen. I love to hear his voice.
He's velvet, man. He's velvety. He's doing his thing.
If you've never seen him,
he's doing his thing,
and
man.
you just heard his voice, I bet
you would think he's like 6'5", like 230, like you know what I mean, coming out the works muscles.
Yeah, no, it's completely opposite.
That is not the case at all.
So we got some comments, man.
Yes.
Deion Brown says, "What's good, fellas? Let's talk about it. It's a very tough battle on Sunday, but I have faith that we'll put this one out. Late, I'm not ready to go home at all. The DBs and linebackers will have the play discipline and all game ESP in the fourth quarter." And that's the thing I know we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But just to piggyback on what he said, the D-backs and the linebackers are one of my keys to the game. One of the things that Bradham has to I'm thinking about this matchup, and I'm kind of nervous because I'm hoping it doesn't happen. But Nigel Bradham on Kamara is
I think that's 6. I think that's 6.
I'm hoping it's 6 because Nigel Bradham on Kamara is a recipe for bad things.
He torched Jenkins.
And that's another thing I was going to say. So Kamara at the backfield could be a problem, but more importantly, the D-backs have to show up, and they have to be, like he said, Deion said it right. They got to be disciplined. Brandon says, got to run the table against the Saints, clock manage, and get everyone involved. We will talk about that. That's very key note.
That's coming up next.
And then one more thing. Deion says also the Chargers will knock off the great Tom Brady, led Patriot Rivers on a mission.
Okay.
That's interesting. We'll talk about it as well.
So, listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm sitting here as I'm talking to the family out there. These 76ers better win this damn game.
What's the count?
It was 94-92 with 10 minutes left in the fourth, and Beat is not playing. But listen, man, you got the Permalicious Trae Young on that side. The Permalicious.
I can't with you, man.
Like, he look like the fourth DeBarge brother.
All I'm gonna say is he's thinning out. Now let me say this to all the people out there, the gentlemen out there.
Oh, here he go.
Yeah, the real talk. I mean, there comes a point in your lifetime, ladies and gentlemen, that men experience the baldness. It comes. I was right there for a while, and I was in denial. But when you get to that point in your life, you just got to go Jordan. Just cut it off. Trey, my friend, I know you're young. Was he 22, 23?
Yeah.
You almost there, bro. It's knocking on the door. Jordan. Just Jordan, bro. Just Jordan.
So, listen, man. Embiid's not playing, not getting the respect he deserves. All-star ballot came out.
Okay.
Brett Brown campaigning for Simmons to get to be an all-star, which I think he will on his own. I'm not sure what he said. Brown said, I will help him everywhere I can. I don't know how you're going to help him. You're going to make him – you're going to coast him up there to take threes?
I have a take on Brett Brown. Everyone's not going to agree, but I'll let you finish what you're about to say.
So, and then we keep hearing the Butler drama. Like, listen, man, we sit 28-14, I think 28-14 or 27-14 at least. They had the trash-ass game Wednesday night in D.C., the home and home. I don't know what the hell happened there.
They didn't play. They couldn't hit the ocean.
So,
I'll tell you that's what it was. They couldn't hit the ocean.
That's we need more consistency out of Sixers because they're not even being discussed in the top 4 best teams in the East.
No,
top 3, I should say.
I mean, yeah, they're
top
number 4.
3.
Right
I mean, you hear Celtics who are behind us in the win-loss column.
Right.
Then you got Toronto, and then you got
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Now,
I mean, the thing is this.
You got the Greek Freak, Chris Middleton, and then the Pips.
He said the Pips.
And Mike Budenholzer system.
The bottom line is this, man. I'm gonna say it, and I know people might not agree with what I'm saying, but a lot of this is Brett Brown, man. And I've been saying it for the last couple of years. Yes, he's a nice guy. He's a decent coach. But when do they realize that, you know what? He's a nice guy. He's done a lot for us. He's been through a lot for us. Right. You know, he's endured the hellacious years, if you will. But when is it time to say, you know what? He just doesn't know how to push the right buttons when needed.
Right.
And he's not getting to the players aren't responding. And when you finally realize and say, you know what, we need to bring another guy that's going to get our players, our young guys.
Who?
I'll give you one.
Who?
I'll give you one. And people's going to say no, but it's I think right now will work. Mark Jackson. He's being blackballed, and it's crazy. But Mark Jackson makes a lot of sense. They're going to, first of all, Butler will respect Mark Jackson because he's played in the NBA. He's well respected. He'll actually get, I think, Ben Simmons to respond.
Right.
He'll get Embiid will be on board with it as well. I just think he'll change the culture. You know what I mean? I think they can come in, change it. Look, you see what he did for Golden State in the beginning years.
Well,
I mean, it makes sense. They're not going to do it, but that's one. And then another one would be Thibodeau. Thibodeau's going to take off the year. Thibodeau's going to take off the year.
Nah.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm good.
He's another guy. He's another guy that can come in.
I don't need –
the situation wasn't good in Minnesota, but, hey.
This is my thing.
You never know, man.
If the Sixers move on from Brown, I don't want any retread. I want high risk, high reward.
Give me somebody in your mind right now.
I want somebody what the Cardinals what they're trying to do with Cliff Kingsbury right now. I want somebody that's going to try to be that next wave, that next innovator. You know what I mean? Mark Jackson, I definitely don't want Thibodeau. But to speak to your Jimmy Butler point, I don't think Butler he does what he does to Brett Brown or he did what he did to Thibodeau because he don't respect. I just think that's who he is. He's an ultra alpha competitor.
He's alpha. He's alpha male.
He's alpha of the alpha.
And he's old school. He's one of those guys, again, he sat his first 3 years. He didn't play a lot. He had to work to get in that spot that he's at now. And he said a lot of these young players don't have that ethic. Right. They don't have that work ethic like I do. And I think a lot of times it gets misconstrued because he's a cancer, blah blah blah. But he's just a passionate guy that loves basketball and he loves teammates that are going to work just as hard as him. That's what he is.
If you talk to me about coaches that are in the league or that have coached before, to me, one of the most underrated coaches in the league, and I've said this for years, who's had experience dealing with diva players and superstars and won championships, but he will never be let go because he's tied to the president's hip, and that's Eric Spoelstra. Yeah. I love Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere. I mean, I love him as a coach as well, but he's not going nowhere.
So, but see, this is my thing. When you speak about the Mark Jackson, you talk about the black ball, I just think it's so much money in the league that if somebody really, really wanted him to coach, he would be coaching. He would be coaching. It's because the NBA,
it's a lot more to the situation.
NBA it's probably the most progressive league that we have. But I seen my brother talked about this law. So I'm on the go ahead.
Is he a better coach than Luke Walton? Yes or no?
Brett Brown?
No. Mark Jackson. Yes, I answer for you. He's a better coach.
Defensively,
he's
yes.
Better coach than Luke Walton,
defensive. But see,
is he better coach than Fizdale?
I can't say
that. Yes.
I can't say that.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't say that.
Mark Jackson is a great coach, man.
Well, that's your opinion. This is my opinion. That's why we do this shit.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's just a name to throw out there. I just think the bottom line is if the Sixers don't finish, whether it be Eastern Conference or make a big push in the playoffs,
right,
the Sixers organization needs to look at that.
But see, before we even get to that, we got the trade deadline coming up. We saw Brodo and the YouTube said they can't lose this game with the upcoming schedule because the upcoming schedule, the next 5 or 10 games are brutal.
It's brutal.
Who we got, Brian?
Well, I mean, I can pull up the exact order, but you have teams like the Spurs. You have the Warriors.
Who, by the way, they had a great game. You see that great game last night?
Spurs just dropped
double overtime.
Aldridge dropped 56.
52?
56.
56? Great game, man.
I'll pull up the next handful of games.
Right now, update on the game. Update on the game,
97 101, they're saying.
97-101.
And see, this is a game
that's 103-103.
This is the games that you have to win, man.
How they give it?
You have these games, these little games that the teams like the Hawks,
right?
Some of the other teams like that. You have to take care of those games, man, especially at home.
See, this is my problem with everything right now I'm seeing. The Sixers have to win the game. It's a must win if you want to be taken serious. But 2, this shows you how big Embiid is to this team. It's 103-103 against the Atlanta Hawks, who have 12 wins, and there's 7 fucking minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
How many does Collins have? Now, Collins is balling. The young kid from Florida
I don't
State.
care.
He's balling. Greg says, real quick, I'm going to let you go after that, Ryan. Greg says he's an alpha, talking about Butler, that hasn't won shit. Tigers don't change their stripes. He is what he is. He's a mid-tier star that well overpay, and it killed us like the Iggy contract. Greg is talking about Butler.
Okay. So, to me, they still can walk out from under Butler. So we got TTT balling.
Absolutely.
And the YouTube says their best player can't shoot. They don't have Embiid. Listen, look, man, I'm trying. I have so much faith in Ben's talent. Can I say this?
Real quick, because I want to say something.
I have faith in Ben's talent. I don't have faith in Ben to maximize his talent. Is that
very good point?
Can you see that?
Let me say this to you, to everybody, the nation, everybody, the family. If you had a chance right now at the deadline, it's a yes or no. Kemba Walker for Ben Simmons and Miles Bridges, would you do it?
Fuck no.
Tell me why.
No.
Ryan?
I like Kemba.
I love Kemba.
Kemba with Butler and Embiid. That's a perfect match.
No, I still wouldn't do it.
No, because it's too immediate right now. Because then you would have to pay Kemba and you would have to pay Butler.
Very true.
But I don't think the talent.
But you have the room to do it. Plus, you add Miles Bridges, who's a young, good player to come off the bench, who's got a lot of upside.
I would need 2 ones out of that to even consider that.
So you would go Miles Bridges, Kemba Walker, and a 1.
2.
And a 2.
2 ones.
2 ones?
Unprotected.
They're not gonna give you all that.
Well, then it's not worth it to me. I told you
I give you 1.
I told you the only person I'm trading Ben for straight. Well, I can't say straight up, but the 2 young players I told you, De'Aaron Fox and Bagley from Sacramento. Okay. You probably get throw to Willie Cauley-Stein and you send them something else. Or I don't even think you can. With Butler now, I don't even think you can do this because the player I love the most that doesn't get the respect he deserves, but really he does, but he's all by himself. And because at some point you're gonna have to make a certain decision as a Sixers to say, listen, Embiid is our best player. Like everybody else is sacrificial. If you paired up Lillard and Embiid, I'm good.
But so you're giving them Simmons and what else?
I don't care to make it happen, Captain.
But see, the Portland's married to Lillard. Portland's married to Damian Lillard. That will never happen. But it in our eyes, yes, it makes sense. But what are you giving up besides Simmons? You're going to probably give us something else. You got to give a couple more things. Maybe that one from Phoenix.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
If the Blazers is tanking in the standings, bitch, you can have Simmons, you can have Fultz, you can have 2021. You can
have his mama, his daddy.
You give me back Lillard.
We just give you everybody. Just take them all.
Give me back Lillard. You do whatever. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you see that 2-man game, and then because then Lillard is a true 2 combo guard.
Yeah.
And then you could actually pair Lillard and Butler in the backcourt.
And it takes the weight off of Embiid. So let's keep it real. Embiid can't do this every night. Yeah. He can't average.
He probably on the bench right now.
He can't average 30 points. He needs help, and he's not getting the help from Simmons.
See, the game,
and he's not going to.
Tuesday's game, where they had the home and home with the Wizards when it was in Philly. What happened? I think Embiid's line was 20 and 10. He only had 20 and 10, but because Shamet had 29.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when you have those, it's not the starting 5 is a starting 5, but it's the depth and the efficiency of the starting 5.
They got to shake it up. The bottom line is, and Ryan, I want you to read those the next 5. They got to shake it up, man. I mean, I know the deadline's coming, but this is where you see Elton Brand doing his homework. This is where you see if he's really doing the necessary research to find those intricate pieces to put in between Embiid, in between Simmons.
Right.
He's got a lot of homework to do, man. For sure.
So the schedule coming up.
Yeah.
So the next 2 games we can deal with. It's at the Knicks, then it's home versus the Timberwolves. We can deal with that.
Okay.
Then it gets hectic. Mm-hmm. Then we have to go to the Pacers. We come back home and play the Thunder.
That's tough.
We play at home versus the Rockets.
That's tough.
It's great games for fans.
Yes. Home versus the Spurs.
Okay.
Oh, that's tough.
At the Nuggets.
That's tough, too.
Oh.
At the Lakers.
That's tough.
And we finish that off at the Warriors.
So you're looking at if they don't play the way they need to play, you're looking at probably 3-7.
Yeah.
3-7.
And I'm gonna tell you, don't sleep on that Timberwolves game because you know Rocco gonna come in here. He's gonna try to shoot the lights out.
And Towns right now is playing. He's playing an all-time high right now.
Well, I'm not
Rose is balling right now.
I don't care about any
balling,
big
man.
in the game when Embiid is in the game.
Yeah, but Towns is still playing well. He's playing well. Can't discount that.
Ain't nobody touching
Can't
Embiid.
discount. No one's saying that. That's not the argument.
But I'm just
what
both
I'm
sides
saying
of
is
the floor.
Towns is playing. Period. That's all I'm saying to you.
To me, Embiid is playing at such a level on the defensive side where I think other teams, they're trying to keep their bigs away from him just so they can score. They're trying to find mismatches on bigs because they know they can't. They're willing to sacrifice something else to try to get their big points. You see what I'm saying?
I can definitely see that. I mean, listen, like I said, Embiid right now is playing right now. He's balling. But my only issue is, and I said it before, how long with his size can he continue to do this with the fatigue? You know, he's playing a lot of minutes. He's playing over 30-something minutes a game.
But that's why.
How long can he do this? The bottom line is they got to find a way to get him some help on a consistent basis.
Right.
You know, I don't know, man. It's just that, they're saying the chemistry issue. There's so many things going on, but Brett Brown's got to pull a rabbit out of the hat, man. That's the bottom line.
He does. Well, it's Brown, but then look at tonight. We talked about it earlier where we see how big of an impact he is to the team.
Right.
He's sitting on this bench right now looking like, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I can't even do an Embiid voice. I tried to play the ball, and I sit, and they can't stop that thing at the rim. You feel what I'm saying?
What's the count right now? What's the score?
It's 108. It's 110. It's 110-108. 4:56 left in the game. So they better pull out the win. Listen, but I mean the Sixers. They're flying under the radar because of what the Eagles are doing. So we're not really paying attention. But more importantly, it says they're not. To me, the key is Ben. Like, I can't. It's Ben. If Ben can hit the 15 to 16-foot jumper consistently.
If I was a little bit taller, I'd be in the NFL, right? If I was young, I'd be in the NFL.
But that's not on Elton Brand. That's not on Elton Brand. That's not on Brett Brown.
And that's true. I agree with that part. But Ben is. I don't know where to begin with him, man. I don't know where to begin. I don't understand how you have a flaw in your game.
Right.
You know you have weakness. You saw the disrespect every time Boston gets on the floor. They disrespect him. You saw the disrespect when Toronto plays him. And they're basically not even guarding him. And you're not working on your game. You're not doing the things that you need to be doing, and you're being counted on. You're supposed to be one of the franchise players.
I don't see.
I mean, I think we're kind of, to some degree, we're kind of pacifying Ben, and I think we need to start giving it to him because, yes, he's excellent. He's a good player. He has a great upside, but there's holes on his games that need to come about. You need to come to fruition, man. You need to work on these things, bro.
Well, I was going to say, I think it's young stubbornness, to be completely honest. I think and we go back to LSU when, the narrative was, he really didn't care about basketball. He seemed disinterested. It's because he knows how great he is.
But you said a key word, and I've been saying this in the beginning.
He takes it off.
He takes stuff off. He takes it off. He gets
but see, so let me ask you this, because we had a question right now. We had two questions, two-parter. So TTB Ballin says, as it's looking right now, would you re-sign Jimmy? The number has to be right. If he can get paid somewhere else more than what you're offering him, I don't go to max with him. That's one.
So you're not going 190?
No. He can get that if he wants to do 2-3 years. That's different. I'm not maxing him out at 5 years.
Yeah,
I'd rather take a shot.
I agree with that.
I'd rather take a shot back and just say, you know what, we'll try to homegrown. But
I agree with that. Let me answer this question. I agree with what you're saying, but I think right now the Sixers are at the point where they're putting no return, where they invested giving up 2 starters. First of all, they invested a lot bringing them in, and I think they're at the point. Yes, they can make a different move, but what move do you make though? See, that's what I'm saying. That's at the point of no return.
Brodo, would you resign?
So yeah, you would sign him. You have to.
I would, just because when we talk about star hunting. Right. When we look at the guys that are supposed to be available next season, nobody's really lined up to us.
Tobias Harris, staying. Right? Some of the guys out there, yeah.
It's like we can't. If we could get Kevin Durant, and we knew it. Like, oh, okay, then we'll just get rid of Jimmy. But it seems like he needs to be our star, at least via free agency.
Like the Tobias Harrises, the Chris Middletons, those guys that are going to be out there. You got Jimmy Butler. You signed Jimmy Butler. I mean, you're the point of the turn, like I said.
But this is the biggest question. So the second part of my question was before Simmons. You kind of both just hinted on the same thing. To me, what he's doing is more egregious than what we see with Foles, and nobody's talking about it because Simmons is prevalent. Simmons is playing, and he still won't do it. He still won't shoot. So what is that telling you? It's sticking the middle finger up.
But Ryan said it. Ryan said he's stubborn.
But no, I'm saying, but that's why I said it's more egregious than what Foles is doing. Just because Simmons is available, he gets a pass. But no, Simmons is working on his game. Simmons does shoot it up in the gym. He gets on the court, he doesn't want to do it.
So what is it, stage fright? What is it?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. You see a hole in your game. You see that everyone's actually scheming for it now. They're actually playing to it. But you're not, and at this point, you're hurting your team. That's what you're doing.
You're hurting your team, and then if you want to be that alpha competitor, and they're daring you to shoot.
You shoot it.
Because we saw it Christmas Day, Sixers, fourth quarter. He bitched up. I ain't gonna call it for nothing else. What it is?
He disappeared. Where's Waldo?
No. He bitched up. But then you're gonna come out in Utah and go for a triple double. Not no quiet triple-double where you sneaking around the house.
And
he came out, kicked in the door, triple-double type shit.
But that's the thing about some of these young athletes, and I know that's a big subject. Some of these young athletes are kind of about themselves. I think to some degree,
true, but
he falls under that line.
But true. See, this is different. But this is, even right now, you got to hold him to the standard that he is. Because all those young players that you just talk about who do that shit, nobody was supposed to be as good as he was. You see what I'm saying?
But that's
he's held to a different standard.
But that's what I said earlier, and you home right on what I said earlier. I think at this point the honeymoon stage is off. It's over. We got to start giving it to this man. If he's not doing what he needs to do, we need to start booing him straight up because he's not doing the things that we are accustomed to seeing. He's not doing the things that we need him as a franchise player to do.
Right.
He's got to do it. We're counting on him. You got to take the load off Embiid, and he's not doing it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and then you see somebody like Giannis who came into the league. He was 191. Now he's 4 or 5.
He called that man Giannis. It's Giannis.
Giannis. I don't give a fuck.
He called that man Giannis.
You hear what The Rock said? The Rock said, "You come get this ass whooped, then we go work out," because he said he was better than The Rock. So listen, Greek freak, whatever. He still get knocked out. Listen, I ain't
6'10", get knocked out.
There's no way in fuck he's stronger than me. I can tell you that. A heartbeat.
But his reach is long though. He just hit you and keep moving.
Pull that long ass rubber band arm.
Right here.
He been and caught this JBL clothesline from hell, bitch.
I would pay anything to see that.
Listen, but speaking of Giannis, when he came to the league, he was 190 pounds soaking wet. Look frail as shit. You look at him now, he's put on 50 pounds.
Yes, he did.
Now, we can't sit here and act like this is Simmons' third year in the league. Yeah, he missed a year, but he's still working out. You haven't seen really any change in his body composition. But bigger than that, you haven't seen any change in his mental, his game, his thought process. His game, to me, has not evolved. He's doing the same shit now that he was doing when he was a rookie. Yeah. And maybe turning the ball over a little less, but still turning it over.
I just think, like I said, at times, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again, he becomes disinterested and he checks out. And a lot of times in those big games,
right,
if it's not going the way he wants it to go, he checks out. He disappears. And that's a flaw, man. And that's something that and we always say is either you got that dog, Deion Sanders says it, and it's true. Either you got that dog in you, and it correlates to all sports. Either you had that dog in you or you don't have it. And at that time, he doesn't have it, and it's gone.
So who would you – have we ever seen somebody in this city?
Donovan Knapp, yes.
Yes. But no, hold on.
He disappeared.
No,
and I love Donovan. I love him.
But he did disappear. But listen, Donovan did it when nobody else was on the fucking team.
I give you that. But when it counted in big games where we needed him to step up, he disappeared.
But we
correct, Ryan?
Look, okay. So y'all talk amongst yourselves. I want to go see something. I want to go see Simmons' stat line from tonight.
Go ahead, let's see it.
The thing I was going to say real quick, and I'll ask you guys if you agree with this. When he plays his best basketball, it's when he's pissed, which is very rarely when he gets teed up or whatever. Like you saw at the end of the game, I think it was against the Clippers.
Yes.
Bounced off the guy's back.
Yes. Yes.
Take off. Looked like he jumped 20 feet in the air.
Right. When he's engaged, and that's the thing. I've been watching Ben Simmons since high school. When Ben Simmons is engaged, he's a player. Mm-hmm. He's a problem. But it's not often. And I know his personality is different. I think that plays a lot into it.
See.
He's mild-mannered. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
He's mild-mannered and all that. So I think a lot of times he's just laid back. He's too school for
Autopilot.
Cool. Autopilot. But the thing is, man, like I said, I'm going to say it again. Either you have it, either you're beta or alpha. What is Ben?
So I need the Simmons from tonight.
Okay.
Every night. 10 for 12 from field goal, 9 rebounds, 15 dimes, 23 points. When you mix that in, but see now, I will agree with you to get that stat line with Embiid in the game. That's the key.
That's the key.
And that comes down to coaching and finding.
Thank you, Pete. I was getting ready to say it.
It comes down to coaching to figure out when and where.
And a lot of it, and I agree. And thank you, Pete. You said it, and I was going to say it. I understand. Yes, a lot of it's the players. Yes, they're not doing what they're not playing to their potential. But Brett Brown has to get a lot of blame, guys. We got to take that up. We got to put him on the carpet too. We got to put Ben Simmons on the carpet, but we got to put Brett Brown. I know a lot of people love him. I understand that. He's a nice guy. He dealt with hell. But listen, he's got to coach these guys up. He's got to get in their ass if he needs to, and he's not doing it.
Do you think he's hesitant to do it because we see the NBA be such a players' league?
Yes.
Because it's so easy for a player.
Yes.
But this is my thing, though. This is my thing. With Brett Brown, if I'm him, yeah, you got a three. You got Butler, you got Simmons, and you got Embiid. But at the end of the day, it's all about the best player on the team. If he has Embiid's trust, Ben and Jimmy, you better figure the fuck out.
And here's the thing.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
and that's a good point.
Because that's where it is.
That's a great point.
This team can only go as far as he takes.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing, and here's another thing we got to realize. Does Ben realize it's not his team? I think he realized that. And that's why in certain games, if you think about it, that's why he disappears. And Ben wants it to be his team.
Right.
So let's keep it real. Fast forward 2 years from now.
Oh, he's gone.
And I've been saying this for the last couple months. He's going to LA. So let's keep it real. He's going to LA. He's going because he wants to be the man.
So speak to your point. He can't be that. Speak to your point, family out there, Sixers fans.
Okay.
Like Aaron said, start fucking booing him because if you don't ride him now, he's going to be gone. You still have a chance somehow, some way, if y'all win a chip, that y'all may be able to keep him and bring out the best of him. If that don't happen, he going to leave anyway because mentally, his mind already may be.
It's in L.A., bro.
It may already be in L.A.
His girl's in L.A.
You got some comments in there, Brian?
Yeah, his business in L.A. He stays in L.A. in the offseason. Everything, and his mentor is in L.A. Everything points to L.A., ladies and gentlemen. Wake up, smell the coffee. Go ahead, Ryan.
So with 25 seconds remaining, it's now a tie ball game. And apparently, they've had 3 turnovers in the last 2 minutes.
Now, who was the turnovers by?
I'll find it. I'll find it.
But, I mean, like I said, we gotta wake up and smell the coffee, see the silver lining. The silver lining is this man is checking out these games. We need to start giving to this man, okay? Because he disappears, and he's gonna be leaving in 2 years. Let's keep it real.
Listen, for one, with this team, Elton Brand has to figure out where he wants his team is at, where he thinks this team is,
right?
And more importantly, where he thinks this team is as it's currently constructed, but where he thinks this team can go as currently constructed.
Right.
That's going to play a major part in this offseason, whether or not they bring Jimmy back. If he thinks if we bring Jimmy back, don't bring Jimmy back to say, fuck it, I'm going to bring Jimmy back. Because to me, honestly, if you realize if you have to lose Ben and you have to lose Jimmy, okay, we may not like it. We may not like it because it may delay the process of winning a ring.
Right.
But if you got Embiid and you can get the chance to reload money-wise, and I will sit here and say, I'm one of the few people in this fan base that may still have hope for Foles.
Me too. No, I'm with you. And listen, I've been a Foles guy from the beginning. And listen, it doesn't look good. The man's got some issues right now. There's a lot of things going on that we don't know about.
Right.
But I still have hope in the kid. I think he will eventually get together. I'm hoping it is with us. He turns it around. But he has potential. He has a lot of potential. But, I mean, the thing is this. We know that it's Embiid's team. We know where we stand right now as far as everything going on. But like I said, I'm going to circle back to it. This next month or two, and I know the deadline's coming, was it February? This month, right? Next month?
Oh, my fucking goodness.
Listen, the bottom line is Elton Brand has to make some key decisions. these actual decisions that are coming up right now, and the trade deadline is going to shape a lot of things going forward. For
John
the future.
fucking Collins, are you shitting me?
What I just tell you?
John Collins.
What I just
We're
say?
gonna lose by a point to the freaking Hawks.
What I just say? What I say to you earlier? I said Collins has been
going
balling.
off. He's going off.
He's going off. I got him in fantasy. He's killing it.
They're down to
How much does he have?
9.5.
9.5.
How much does Collins have?
I have no idea what it is. The damn stat line.
I picked him up.
Only stat.
23 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists.
He's balling, man. That's a kid from Florida State, second-year guy.
By the way, the 3 turnovers, one of them was Muscala, the other 2 was Jimmy. At least it wasn't Ben.
So that's another thing. Jimmy is about 2 years too late for this team.
Jimmy's beat up, man. Let's keep it real. His body is broken. You can just tell the way he walks, the way he moves. All those minutes that he logged in Chicago, that Thibodeau just I mean, he was averaging like 43 minutes, man. He's not the same player. He's not the same player, man.
I'll ask you guys this. When we talk about, the fans starting to scrutinize athletes, obviously it needs to go more on Simmons.
Right.
When does Jimmy get some of that? Because he's got in the past because when he talks, it embodies Philly, and obviously those 2 buzzer beaters helps, but he's gotten a serious pass.
Yeah,
See, this is my thing.
Yes.
Family out there. As a fan base, when do you come in Philly? When do we fucking walk on eggshells with these players? When we all know as a fan base, and B's the best player on the team. So that means everybody else on the team, no matter how good they are, if they ain't first best, they don't deserve a pass.
So Greg, he's a troll, yo. He's funny. He's trolling us. He said we're not still talking about Foles, are we? Now listen, Greg, I'm just saying we have hope that Foles can turn it around. I really feel that he can. So I mean, this what it is. I mean, he's a young player. He still has upside, even though despite what's going on, we feel that he could do something. I don't know, man. I just feel that what's going on right now with Sixers, man, it could be worse. I mean, we've been through years where it was worse than this, but we just got to hang in there. But like I said, Brand's got to step it up, man. Elton Brand's got to make some big decisions, bro. So we got to move on, man. We got football. We got some games.
This is Jimmy's game. If they lose this game, this is Jimmy's game. This is Jimmy's loss. 1 or 2 from the free-throw line.
Oh, he missed one just now?
Missed one just now. 2.4 left. Missed 1 or 2.
And they got the ball back. The Hawks got the ball back?
I don't know. This shit's slow.
All right.
I'll put my shit down.
We got picks.
So before we get up out of here, because we got to run through it, we've heard all week on A2D. You've heard it from everywhere. This should be your only source of sports media in this city, as it should be. I know you got the old traditional markets as well, but this is that new age. We on that new wave. So, 'twas the night before the meeting with Bryce Harper, and they don't leave. To me, I will be honest with you, because quiet is kept. They just signed Machado's mentor that was in Baltimore.
Right.
They're bringing him onto the staff. The longer this goes on, if John Middleton goes to Machado tomorrow, calls him when they're meeting with Bryce and say, listen, some bitches, it's money enough for both of y'all. You know how many damn Black and Miles I sell, bitch? You know how many cigars and rappers I sell?
The bottom line is the only part that really kind of makes me upset is the fact that they didn't want to come here first. It wasn't one of those things where they were in love to say, I'm going to sign with them day one. That's the only issue I have. But like to piggyback on what you're saying, Middleton has the money. They're going to offer them a boatload of money. It's just, wow, they lost. Ain't this something? It's just a matter of when it's going to get there. I think they're going to get one of them. I don't know which one it's going to be. It sounds like it's going to be Machado.
No.
But then it sounds like it's going to be Harper. So it's like each day is different. Because like today they're saying Harper now.
No, but see, you know how I think they're going to get both? Because the other teams, the Yankees especially,
they're out.
They're doing other shit.
Yeah, they're out of works.
They just signed the boy from LaHaye.
Yeah,
whatever. 2 years, $24 million.
Right.
So I think there's a realistic opportunity that they get both.
I think, like we said before, TA was saying it when we were talking about it. Scott Boras is working. He's working the numbers. He's working the numbers. He's putting stuff out in the atmosphere, so drive things up. I mean, he's just one of those agents, man. He just does stuff to do it.
So it's meeting in Vegas tomorrow night, but also we have 4:35.
Okay.
Colts Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
I think
we got a lot of good football. We got a lot of football.
A lot
of great football this week, man.
I think the best 12 teams made it in the sense of what the quality of the games were, and the matchups just fit.
Okay.
To where there was really, besides the Colts Texans, it was a beauty to watch the Colts trash the Texans like that. And Deshaun, his first playoff game, he'll be back. Andrew Luck
his line is trash. Let's keep it real. His line is trash.
His line is trash. You know what else is trash?
Losing Dwayne Brown was a bad mistake.
What else is trash?
Very bad move.
Bill O'Brien's damn offense is trash.
I agree with that.
It relies too much on Nuke,
Yep.
which is DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson.
He's not
and
creative
Deshaun has
in big
to
moments, yeah.
he has to start making his reads faster.
Yeah.
So
which he'll learn all that off season,
Right.
work on different things, look at tape. So
right,
yeah.
and they need some secondary. But Colts pretty much just dismantled the Texans. Coming into Kansas City though,
Okay.
where you attack the Colts defense, the Texans didn't take advantage of it, and that's man-to-man and having that speed. And what's going to happen is they're going to try to take away certain levels of the field. They're going to try to take away the intermediate from Kelsey, and they're going to do everything they have possible to take it away from Tyreek Hill. If Sammy Watkins is a go, if Sammy Watkins is a go,
big if.
I think the Chiefs win easily. If Sammy Watkins is a go, the Chiefs win easily.
Well, I'm not gonna say easily. I'm going to say that it's still going to be a dogfight because the Chiefs are going to try to keep everything in front of them, and then Luck is balling out of his mind. And most importantly, Marlon Mack.
But why?
Because that line is just
the Colts have the best offensive line in football
it's
right
crazy.
now. The best
easy top 3.
So
easy
Luck
top
is going to
3.
have time. Ebron's going to be a matchup problem. We're going to see if T.Y. can go. But T.Y. in cold games, we've seen it. He's not the same. It's a little bit different. So in Kansas City is a raucous place to play.
Although their secondary is just troublesome, man.
Who?
Kansas City. Skandrick's always
but
burnt.
outside of T.Y. Hilton, who you scared
Emmitt's
of?
balling. Emmett right now is playing well.
But when I say who you scared of, I'm talking about who could just straight go route.
It's about results right now. And Emmett right now, if you look at the numbers, is balling right now for them. He's their number 2, and he's playing like a number 2 right now. So bottom line is, who do you have? You got the Colts. You got the Colts winning, right?
No,
you got Kansas City winning.
I got Kansas City winning. I want. That's what my heart. And I just think
because of Big Red.
I just think Mahomes is too special. I think the coaching staffs are evenly matched. The only thing I say, the biggest factor in this game, the biggest disadvantage is the Colts offensive line against Kansas City defensive line. It's that there's elite players. You got Mahomes, somewhat on an elite quarterback as a unit. The elite unit on the field tomorrow
is the line.
Is the offensive line for the Colts.
I mean, other than Jones, who has 15 sacks for Kansas City, Houston's not the same player. You can tell he's been banged up all year. I mean, their defense is they're 31st all in defense right now. But honestly, I'm going to give the edge to the Colts. My heart says Big Red because you know he'll always be in my heart forever. You know what I mean? But I just think right now the way Frank Reich has those boys playing. Luck is balling right now. Marlon Mack, I mean, if you see Marlon Mack the way he's running the last 3 to 4 games, he's on another level right now.
Why?
That line, of course. So that's why I'm edging the Colts. That's why I'm going for the Colts. I'm actually thinking it's going to be it could be a high scoring game, but the weather is going to play a factor. I'm thinking 27-20, 21 Colts. Andrew Luck throwing a couple touchdowns, winning the game. Big Red, unfortunately, not getting it done again.
Ryan,
Hope I'm wrong.
30-24 Kansas City.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong.
Okay. So Saturday nightcap, we have bright lights, big city.
Okay.
Stars are coming out. Where I think the Cowboys may actually have more fans in the stands than the Rams, which is sad.
Yeah. We got the away team always does well.
Cowboys versus Rams.
Fan base wise.
Scenario is this would be a blowout for the Rams if they get up early because Dallas is not built to come back.
Okay.
The Rams have to figure out a way to somewhat not 3 and out the Cowboys. They can give them a first down, but say for instance Dak takes a sack on second down and it's 2nd and 17 or 3rd and 15.
Okay,
fucking done. The drive is over. So
you're saying keep as long as the Rams keep in the down the distance, long 2nd and 17s and 3 and 12, whatever that goes in their favor basically.
But see what the problem is, what Dallas offense does well, the Rams defense doesn't.
And what's that?
Stop the run. They have a very hard time stopping the run.
I agree, and I'm going to piggyback off of that and say that they're going to control the clock. That's the formula. Control the clock.
Right.
Get the tick going, and then basically, they're going to get Amari Cooper in space, a couple slants, see if they can test him, down the field, and then Dak make cut. Now I got to say this. I have to apologize to some of the Cowboys fans. I've been hard on Dak, but Dak has been playing really well.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. He has been playing really well.
Now, Wade Phillips likes to run zone. I say he should run man-to-man because besides Cooper itself, Marcus Peters, I think he can play Cooper. Remember, they were both in the AFC West last year.
Yeah, but Marcus Peters gets burned a lot.
He does,
especially this year.
He takes a lot of chances,
Yeah,
but you got to hope for help over the top. They got decent safeties, but to me, the biggest match, offense versus defense, LA offense versus Dallas defense, doesn't hinge on Gurley. It hinges on Goff. It hinges on him. Right. How well he plays hinges on him. Right. Now, when I look at the defense, LA defense versus Dallas offense, that's where I'll look at the elite.
The front four, you're saying?
Yes.
The front four.
Connor Williams against
going to have problems,
Aaron Donald.
20 sacks. Mr. 20 sacks.
That's all. I don't give a shit about none of the other 4 spots on the offensive line.
20 sacks.
Aaron Donald.
That's all I got to say.
Connor Williams.
Eating for lunch, barbecue chicken, and Shaq
Come get some.
Listen, the bottom line is this. That's definitely a big point in the game, big key to the game. But let's look at the other side. Let's look at the Cowboys line, the defensive line going against the Rams offensive line. The Rams offensive line is suspect.
Especially at the guards.
No one is talking about them like they should be. Right. You single-handedly see what Fletcher Cox and Jernigan did to them the last couple years, and it's going to happen again with those front four. Lawrence on the outside. Whitworth is going to have a problem with him. I mean, Randy Gregory coming on the outside. The other side as well, they're going to have a problem. But the linebacker play. And then not having a healthy Gurley is huge. Now, if Gurley is 100%, I can see the problem. I can see him coming out of backfield, out of the flat, giving them those linebackers a problem. But the fact that he's not healthy, I'm actually going with the Cowboys win this game. I hate to say it, but I know it's hurt my soul to say this. But I think the Cowboys will win this game, and I'm actually have them winning 27-21 Cowboys.
Who you got? I'll go last.
24-21 Cowboys.
Yeah, it's hurting your soul.
Yeah.
It's hurting to say it, but it's real.
I do not agree with you. Both of you. Shame on both of you.
Yo, I mean,
listen,
look at it though.
I'll tell you why.
The defensive they're gonna have problems on defense, man.
Dak and Zeke, yes. Now they have played 2 playoff games. That was at home.
Okay.
This is their first playoff game in a row. This is their first playoff game on the road for most of the team.
Okay.
This is the Rams wanting to build off of last year. It's just Sean McVay with an extra week.
Let me ask you this question.
Let me finish.
I'm good. Okay.
To look at the Cowboys defense. And what's the biggest thing with the Cowboys defense? Yes, they're talented. They can play you zone. They can play you man-to-man. They're good at every level. They're young. What do young boys do?
Take chances.
Take chances,
Absolutely.
and they're aggressive. What do we see out of McVay? Jet sweeps, shit going the other way. He wants to get you looking over here. I'm dicing you up over here.
All right, but let me say this to that. What's Goff's issue?
Pressure. But that's
going to happen.
But that's why I said earlier. It goes back.
That's going to happen.
It hinges on Goff. But
he's a different player.
But with that being said, I think that the Rams get up early, and the Cowboys are not built to come from behind.
I agree with that part. But if they're not in the field to do their work, which they're not going to be because Zeke is going to be running the freaking ball at least 25 times, controlling the clock. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, but at the same time, Dak is going to have to drop back, and I think Aaron Donald's going to be in his fucking kitchen every time he does.
So how you counteract with that? You throw screens. How you counteract with that? You throw wide receiver screens. How do you counter with that? You throw swings. So, I mean, tight end screens. I mean, there's ways of curtailing
There is. I don't think it's going to matter. Because I don't think that the Cowboys can outscore the Rams. I think that they'll figure it out.
I agree with that part.
So I'm looking at maybe 28. I'm looking at 28-17 Rams.
28-17 Rams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Dak, we all see he's been playing well, but guess what? He does dumb shit.
Listen, I said a couple weeks ago he's going to revert back to what he is, but I don't think it's this week. I think it's next week.
So now, Sunday, 1 o'clock, Patriots, Chargers. Weather for this game is ridiculous.
What is it, snowy?
They advising fans, like, look, you may not want to come to the game.
Is it frostbitten?
It's going to be cold.
Jack Frost nipped at your nose?
Chance of snow.
Okay.
And I think that hurts the Chargers' chances because they're the faster team.
I agree with that.
Now, because the Patriots are quiet but kept.
Right.
They've been a running team for the past 6 or 7 weeks or something.
They have because Brady's not the same Brady.
He's not the same Brady, and Gordon leaving him and his battles we heard with Lincoln Coleman. Is Gronk is not the same. Edelman's not the same. Hogan's not the same.
Nope.
But
that boy Michelle. Is a problem.
Yeah, but what will keep them in it is the Patriots defense. Their secondary is for real.
Yeah.
The McCourty brothers, Gilmore, and they got the other boy quiet, really flying under the J.C. Jackson.
Listen, here's the thing. I agree with everything you just said. I just think it's one of those things where the experienced teams, the teams that's been there. In these type of games, that stuff matters. People say, well, no, it doesn't matter. It's not, that's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it does matter. When you have a team that actually has been there, a team that's home, a team that's, like Pete said, the weather is going to play a factor. I just think it's going to be too much for the Chargers. I just think they're going to slow up Rivers. I think with Gordon not being healthy is huge. I think with a healthy Gordon, it's a different game. But him not being healthy, they're not going to be able to get the run game going. Allen's going to have issues against that secondary, as Pete was saying. So I'm giving it, and I hate to say it, but I'm giving it to the Pats. I just think with that experience and then all those factors, I think I have the Pats winning. I'm thinking 24-14.
Put it like this: who I think takes over this game, Mike Williams. I don't think the Patriots have an answer for Mike Williams. Somebody that tall. But see, the thing is, this is the second week in a row the Chargers have to come west, and they're playing the early game.
Right.
They're playing at 10 o'clock their time. As much as in my heart I want to pick the Chargers, and believe me, they're a way more talented team. Way more talented team. I can't.
It's just.
I can't go against the Pats.
The scenario, the experience, the circumstance, everything, it just all signs lead to New England, unfortunately. So New England. Ryan.
Melvin Gordon is banged up.
Yep.
Austin Eckler's banged up.
Yep.
It's going to be cold, like we talked about. 16-10 Pats.
And when you in that cold and you get hit,
I like the under. And Eckler can't pick up the blitz. He's a third down back. He can't block.
Well, he's out, you're saying, right?
No, he's just
he's banged up.
They're
both banged up.
And Rivers' arm, you go back and look at that Baltimore game, that game, as many fumbles that they had, Baltimore made that a game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they had 3 fumbles, and they turned those into touchdowns. That game was over with.
So Rob Brickman says 31-21 Chiefs. I like that.
Okay.
And then he says 31-20 Saints, and then he says 27-24 Chargers. Okay, Rob.
I can see it going that way because the best player the best performance we saw out of any player on Wild Card Weekend was Melvin Ingram. 2 sacks, forced fumble recovery.
Yeah,
he was all over the place.
Yeah, I mean those him and Bosa, they get to the quarterback, man. It's just they're in an unfortunate situation.
Hey, but he's facing a similar line in the Patriots with size compared to what the Ravens had. Now, be it that the Patriots offensive line and Dante Scarnecchia is a better coach, and they have more technique and execute a little better. Still can't take away the raw talent. They're not going to be able to keep Brady clean the whole game, I don't believe.
Nah, he's going to take his lumps. He's going to take some lumps.
Then here we come.
The main course.
The main course.
Yeah, filet mignon.
So, Saints, Eagles.
Woo.
We all heard about all the storylines. Week 11, 48-7. Hey, Jason Kelce only played 6 snaps. Chandler Sullivan, Devontae Bosby, Sidney Jones had half a fucking hamstring already, was on the field. All 3 of them not even playing. It's a whole different secondary. We didn't have Jordan Hicks. Golden Tate just got here, still getting acclimated. People forget it was 17-7. It was 17-7. It had 4th down. The Eagles at the midfield. They get that down. They score a touchdown 17-14 or 17-10. It's a single score game.
Right.
From there, 24-7. Third quarter, 31-7. Game's over. They had Carson Wentz at that time, who hasn't been healthy all year.
I mean, listen, just to sum it up. No Wentz. No Foles, no Hicks, no Sproles. I'm missing 2. Kelce was injured that game, left the game, and I'm missing 2 more players that they were missing. Jernigan, thank you, Ryan, and I'm missing 1 more. So they're just a different team. It's a different ball game. A lot of people, all the experts, all the fans are saying all signs point to Saints. And on paper, yes, it may look like the Saints should win this game. Mm-hmm. However, at the end of the day, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to sum it up because we're running out of time shortly, when you're dealing with a team, when you're dealing with a brotherhood, I'm keep saying it. I know you don't like that word, but
you're right.
But when you're dealing with guys that believe in each other, and when you're dealing with guys that are on the same page, and when you're dealing with guys that have the experience, and this is, again, I'm going to say it again, that experience is big in these type of playoff games. It's huge, man. You got guys that have been in the trench together. The core, the Peters, the Hicks, the Sproles, all these guys been together. And they're coming to a hostile environment, okay, where they're not picked to win it. And they listen to all this stuff. They're hearing all this stuff. So the bottom line at the end of the day is if we talk X's and O's, the Eagles have to control the clock. They have to win a time possession game, but not slow up to the point where you're just dumbing the game all the way down. But you're making it to the point to where you're curtailing Brees being on the field. If they do those little things, they should win this game. The secondary guys, the young guys have to be disciplined, as we said earlier. But all in all, I'm going with the Eagles, and I'm going to say that. And I said before it was 31-23. I'm actually saying 31-27. If they hold them under 29 points, they win this game.
I had the exact same outcome, the exact same score.
With the
31-27 Eagles.
See, that's why he's the man.
So listen, people. This is my thing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, family. I didn't pick the Eagles to win last week, and they won. So guess what I'm doing? I'm not picking on some bitches to win again this week. I got to do my part. I got to keep it rolling.
Here we go.
Call me the mush. I'm doing it for the family, but I will still give you my breakdown. I'm not even gonna give you the score because I'm saying I'm mushing. I'm not. You will not hear Eagles that 3-letter word. Not yet. But if the Eagles, the best chance the Eagles have, it has nothing with Brees, yes, but the cog that makes the Saints offense run right now is the run game.
Right.
That they can contain the run game of the Saints. Think that's their best chances to win the game. And people say, well, listen, they faced the first rushing defense last week in the Bears. Guess who's number 2? It's New Orleans, but it's for a different reason. Mm-hmm. It's somewhat they're good, but also at the same time, teams be coming from behind.
Yeah,
should they be
top?
Yeah. So they're always gonna be at the top because people are always throwing it. Mm-hmm. Marshawn Lattimore, Alshon Jeffrey, okay. Mm-hmm. You got Nelson Aguilar. I don't know if is Mike Wallace out.
He's officially questionable. He's been upgraded to questionable,
like
so it looks like it's a game-time decision.
So I'll take my chances, Mike Wallace against Eli Apple. Mm-hmm. When you look at the Eagles' offense as a whole, especially how the offensive line is playing, and you just came off of all these pass rushers, but this is the thing. The Eagles can't slack off now, especially the offensive line. They can't slack off now because if you give Cam Jordan daylight, he'll take it. Right. They also got Sheldon Rankins and Marcus Davenport as well. Mm-hmm. The biggest X factor in this game is the fucking dome. It's the venue.
Yeah.
On a neutral site, I would say it.
Eagles all day.
Eagles all day.
Right. In
the link, Eagles all day. Mm-hmm. I think the coaching matchup, both of them won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Dougie's a little bit fresher. Dougie's shown more perseverance, dare I say, because when Sean Payton's offense is humming, his defense slacks off. We've seen that for years where they were finishing 7-9, 6-10. But the offense was humming, but the defense couldn't stop shit.
Right.
So I think it's a personal onus that every player on the Eagles has taken. And hearing that 225 with the Super Bowl, you looking past this.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, I still can't pick in the win because I still got to do my part.
All right, so you're saying you're going
I'm saying
Saints.
I would say Saints 1 point higher than the Eagles.
All right.
And I'm praying that the power of the mush comes through. I'm praying that the power of the mush. Say it with me, power of the mush, baby. Come on, I got to mush it. I can't pick them.
Listen, let's go YGTG real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to the city of Chicago. Pete, you're saying why? Because right now,
I'm thinking why.
The city of Chicago right now is at an all-time low. First, Kanye. We know Kanye's bad shit crazy.
Man, listen, man, we always had college dropouts. Stop it.
Second, no, he's crazy.
College dropout graduation.
Second, R. Kelly.
Oh, there we go. Please.
R. Kelly, the family out there. If you haven't seen the docuseries, I know it's not sports related, but you have to see the docuseries about R. Kelly, surviving R. Kelly. Chicago's at an all-time low right now. And then most importantly, number 3, the treatment of Cody Parkey. This man, yes, he missed the field goal. It's heartbreaking. I understand you guys. You were 12-4. You overachieved the whole 9 yards, blah, 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 blah. But to send this man death threats, come on, man. We got to do better.
So, look, Cody Parkey can come to Philly. He won't have to pay for a meal for a while.
Now, they got a GoFundMe thing for him.
Okay, good.
They got a GoFundMe thing for him. They gave him a GoFundMe, gave him money the whole 9 yards.
So,
and his jersey's the number 1 selling jersey right now.
Listen, man, R. Kelly, sleazeball, but bitch, listen, I will always believe I can fly.
Nah.
I will always step in the name of love.
R. Kelly. Hashtag mute R. Kelly.
Listen, man. Yeah, but he's a wild boy. He has some issues, but
City of Chicago's just thumbs down right now.
Hey, man. Just give me deep dish pizza, baby. I'm good.
I'll give you that. But other than that, you got to go. City Chicago.
Deep dish pizza, I'm good.
Yeah.
Listen, but my YGTG.
Yes, sir.
Is this the NFL, man?
Okay.
We've had 8 openings for head coaches.
Okay.
Listen, we got a Rooney Rule for a reason.
Yeah.
All these hires, we got 2 teams left.
Yeah.
I don't see no brothers out there.
Eric Bieniemy's getting the cold shoulder. That's what it's looking like.
Now, hold up. You heard it here first.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Flores. I don't care what they've been saying. I've been saying that for 2 weeks.
Shout out to BT.
Brian Flores, if the Chargers do their part, Monday morning, Brian Flores will be announced as.
No, he's hired in Miami.
But he can't take it yet. They can't announce
because
it.
I got you.
Because they're still playing.
Yeah.
Officially.
Mm-hmm.
Officially. And listen, man. So that's my YGTG. I just don't know where we're going from here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Eric Bieniemy, Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator. That seems to be a hot job. Shit, the last 2 coordinators in Kansas City got head coaching jobs. Doug Peterson and then Matt Nagy.
And Eric Bieniemy, to be honest with you, is a hell of a coach, man.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a coach. He has the background. He's a guy that you bring into your organization and build around. I don't know if it was the interview or what was said in there, but he's just not getting the love, man.
It's just,
and
then you see the retreads. I mean, so you pretty much, why did it take so long for Vic Fangio to get a job?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But you already see Vance Joseph lose his job. He's defensive coordinator in Arizona.
Already.
You know, Adam Gase lose his job.
Yep.
Head coach of the Jets. What are you like? What are you learning?
Yeah.
What are you learning from this experience? How are you being humble? Now, I don't think Miami was Gase's fault at all.
I think they pulled the trigger too fast.
Right.
Yeah.
And they wanted Gase wants to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wanted to tear it down, and he was like, nah, you know.
All due respect to my man Ben Torg, I see you out there, man. I know you watching this, but they're dysfunctional, man. 4 coaches in 10 years, bro. That's just.
I'm looking to see where TA at because I'm about to claim my first son on here.
What's that?
Kyler Murray's mine. You can't have him. I'm telling you, Arizona Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury. We all seen it. He said it in October. He never in his wildest dreams thought that he'd be the head coach after getting fired from Texas Tech in the NFL.
That's a very puzzling hire. I don't care.
But it is puzzling.
It's
now,
puzzling,
what question? That's the biggest. It's the highest risk.
Yeah,
and it's also the
definitely
highest reward because of where they're at in the position. My biggest question is to Arizona Cardinal fans out there: if somehow you find this shit, which I hope you do, because we appreciate the support. But if you somehow find this, he had Baker Mayfield, and Pat Mahomes,
and Sudfeld,
and couldn't win at Texas Tech.
And Sudfeld, don't forget Sudfeld.
You see what I'm saying?
Because he was there before he went to Indiana.
But with that being said, if the Arizona Cardinals are truly trying to get this man to change the game and bring his offense, which will have to be expanded because defensive coordinators will figure this shit out.
Yeah.
I bet money they have a winning record the first 8 games next year because it's going to take time for teams to figure it out. But maybe not because they had the whole offseason.
This hiring is either going to be a crash or a burn. It's similar, and I said in the chat that we have. It's similar. This hiring actually reminds me, and he's not as successful as Chip, but it reminds me of the Chip Kelly hiring. Either they're going to crash or they're going to burn. It's going to be either or.
Right. But this is they already have a defense in place. You know, they have that there already.
Oh.
And they got Vance Joseph.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Dobbs said something, and I'm going to give my predictions also. He said, do you want to see the Eagles versus Cowboys in conference championship? Is that the most intriguing championship matchup? Yes. And it's going, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Lord.
Mark my words. Your boy's saying it right now. Eagles, Cowboys next week. Get ready. Colts, Pats. I dropped the mic and walking up the stage.
Okay. Wow, this man is jumping out the window with this one.
All right, I'm jumping out. That's what I do.
The Cardinals are in a position because at the end of the day, I'm an Eagles fan, but more importantly, I'm a fan of football.
Right.
You have the number 1 pick. You have a coach who's on record saying he likes Kyler Murray, fits his system. Baker-esque, Russell Wilson-esque. Not as big yet. He'll grow into his body. But you have a number 1 quarterback that you drafted last year. You call up Jacksonville. You call up New York. Say, hey, Josh Rosen is better than any of these quarterbacks in this draft.
I think I can see the Jacksonville thing maybe, but the New York thing, and I say it all the time. There's certain teams that have certain guys. Their guy's Haskins. That's the guy they want. That's the guy they're going to target.
Rosen's better than Haskins?
I think Aston's going to be better than Rosen, bro.
Okay, so but see, this is what I say to you about Josh Rosen. Now, this is what I say to you. I think he was drafted at 14. You take any first-round pick.
Don't get me wrong. I like Rosen. I like him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But
I just think that's their guy.
If you're the Cardinals, you take any first-round pick and you let Kingsbury draft Murray number 1 overall, and then you go back as Steve Kine, and then you pick the next best available player. Why hire someone and not give him the tools to run what he wants to do?
Well, Steve Kine's on his last leg, to be honest with you. Some of the moves he's made, man, is very puzzling as well. I mean, previously he had a nice run where, he took him to the NFC Championship, but recently some of the moves he actually made, letting Matthew go, which was crazy, and some of the other ones is just very puzzling. So he's on his last leg. I think this was a grab for him. This is a money grab for him. This is one of his last hurrah to where he's trying to bring the guy innovator and Kingsbury, somebody different, bringing a different part of the game from the college to the NFL. I think right now this is either, like I said, it's gonna be a crash or burn for him. Period.
Crash or burn. Now, to me, what do you think is the best hire before we get out of here today? So far, it's easy for me.
Fangio. I like Fangio, man.
I
like it because you got Bradley Chubb on that one side, and you got Miller on that one side, and every defense he's coached has always been in the top 10.
I like
so
it.
You're adding two great players.
I like it. I like one better.
What's that?
And I don't put Fangio and Broncos in number one position because they still don't have a long-term answer at quarterback.
I'll give you that.
And Elway still. This is why he keeps hiring defensive coaches, because of the fact that he knows that they won't have offensive input like that. And he still gets to pick the quarterback. He can't evaluate quarterbacks.
Nah, he's having a little trouble.
So he can't do that. Peyton Manning fell to them in their lap.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
He wanted to
he
be
can't
there,
do that.
Yeah.
For me, number one is easy. It's hot. It's humid. We talked about it earlier. Okay. I was just talking to my boy from there, and that's Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, B.A.
Not so much B.A., but B.A. with Todd Bowles.
I like Todd Bowles, but B.A.'s a man.
They have talent on defense. They had talent on defense. They weren't healthy this year on defense, especially in the back end. So, but offensively, they were the second-rated offense overall for the league.
Right.
And you come up with B.A.,
you've
seen what he does with quarterbacks.
And what's the main thing that he believes in? He believes in Jameis. And I think Jameis needs someone that believes in him. I think he needs a guy that's going to actually take him by his hand and say, listen, this is what we need to do in this situation. This is what we need. And he's going to break everything down from. He needs a teacher, and that's what he's got in B.A.
Now,
so that was the best thing
kudos
for
to the
Jameis.
Falcons for bringing back Dirk Cutter. I like that too. But in Tampa, you got Mike Evans. You got Chris Godwin. You're going O.J. Howard's going to come back.
Right.
Now, they need a running back. They severely need a running back.
Yeah.
But now maybe Deshaun comes back because you have a well-respected coach.
That is true. Could be.
You see what I'm saying?
Could be.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Everyone out there, it's divisional playoff weekend, one of the best weekends of one of the best weekends of sports. Period.
Yes, sir.
Golf is back, by the way. Give you an IG to follow. TW doing things. It's just Tiger Woods doing random shit. So I love it. You love it. We're getting out of here.
Yes,
Ryan's
sir.
Brodo's about to take us out.
Yes, sir.
And as we always say, namaste.